It was a situation when you were muzdar, when it was majburi, when you were coerced, when there was nothing else available. Yes, you did not have any inclination towards eating this, but you had to save your life. The beginning of the ayah is talking about what is haram for you as far as consumption is concerned. End of the ayat is talking about the same law, which was the ayat began with, that yes, you can eat it if these are the situations. Middle part of the ayat is saying what? Today the kuffar are my use. Today I have perfected my religion upon you. Today I have perfected my favors upon you. Today I have chosen Islam as the religion for you. What is the reason is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to put this ayah in a way so that nobody can change or remove this ayah. Somehow they will be doing some sort of explanation. No, let it be there, because it's talking about a very important wajib or haram mas'ala in the beginning, and that mas'ala ends in the similar way. Therefore, whatever is in the middle, we'll just let it be, and therefore this ayah remain being tempered with Salawat Biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If you look at it, there's no relation to the first part of the ayah and the end part of the ayah. There's no relation, none whatsoever. Another example is of ayat tathir. I'm sure everybody over here has heard this ayat tathir so many times that you have it memorized. But have you noticed that how this ayat begins? When we recite ayat tathir, we're not starting from the beginning of the ayah. In fact, many of the ayat before this ayat tathir, from 27 to 33, are all talking about the wives of Rasulullah. For وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَا تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى, remain in your houses. Do not revert back to the zaman jahiliyyah, the practice of jahiliyyah. And after this ayat of ayat tathir, similarly goes back to addressing the Ummahatul Mu'mineen, that you're not lastunna ka'ahadim min an-nisa'i, ya nisa'an nabi lastunna ka'ahadim min nisa'i, oh the wives of Rasul, you're not like any other women or any other wives, your account is separate, and so on and so forth. Go ahead and read Surah Ahzab and these ayat from 27 to 33. You will understand that there's no way this ayat could have survived had it not been that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed it in between the discussion of the wives. Very important discussion. They can't remove that discussion. It is in regards to the wives. Although some of this discussion about the wives is not praising them, rather is scolding them to an extent. What does it say? وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ, remain in your houses, because Allah knew that some of them will actually leave their house. وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَا تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى, do not return back to your jahiliyat and the ignorant era practices. Remain on what Islam has taught you. And then towards the end as well, you're not like any other women. Your hisab kitab is different. If any one of you comes with fahisha, comes with indecency, there's zirfan, there's twice as much adab for you. It's not easy being wife of Rasulullah. It's not easy being associated with Rasulullah in this regard. Yes, you're the wife of Rasulullah, but your account is separate. With all of this discussion that is happening in the beginning part of the ayah of Surah Ahzab and towards the end, and how this ayat is placed in between such verses which are talking about the wives and the Ummahat al-Mu'mineen, if that not had been the case, this ayat, إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. This ayat would not have survived, because we know, again, there's no time to go in the discussion, and this discussion has been done many times, that the pronouns that are being used prior to this ayah and after this ayah are all for mu'annath. وَقَرْنَا بُيُوتِكُنَّ تَبَرُّجْنَا, and so on and so forth. All of them are for mu'annath, for the women. Right away the tone changes. إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمْ. Right away the pronoun changes. From women, from ladies, from the wives, right away it's a masculine pronoun which is being used. That tells us that it is not addressing the wives. Therefore, we're not going to go in the details of this. We've talked about it before as well. But you look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting this ayat al-tathir from being tampered with. People have no worries what it says in Surah Tawheed. People have no worries what it says in Surah Takwir. People have no worries what it says in other verses of Quran, but they did have worries in regards to these ayat, because the implementation of this ayat and the subject of these ayat were none other than the household of Rasulullah, Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. You say, well, still, Allah could have mentioned the name of Ali on many other occasions. Why just once that we're proving? It could have been there. I mean, how many they would have removed, or had if they had removed any? But we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ فَلِلَّهِ الْحُجَّةُ الْبَالِغَةُ. The final authority belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَلَوْ شَاءَ لَهَدَاكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. If He wanted, He would have guided all of you. If He wanted, He would have said, Kun fayakun. Everyone would have been rightly guided. No, that's not what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. He does not want to impose this religion onto you. He wants you to choose it with your free will that He has created for you, with the ikhtiyar that He has given to you. Yes, to Allah belongs the final authority. Had He wanted, He would have made everyone to be mu'min. Had He wanted, everyone would have gone straight to paradise. No, this is the place for trial and tribulation. Let us find out who is going to adhere to this path and who is going to steer away from this path. And for this particular reason, we see it says, قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. Many other ayat of Quran are saying that we have cleared the path for you. The right and the wrong is obvious in front of you. But even if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mentioned the name of Amirul Mu'mineen on numerous occasions, have not seen the example of Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. The most discussion about any prophet, if you ask anyone, is about which prophet? Hazrat Musa. Hazrat Musa is discussed in Quran as much as any other prophet is discussed. I guess because of Bani Israel and Israel today as well. As much as Hazrat Musa is discussed, no one else is discussed. But we see the same Bani Israel. They saw the staff of Hazrat Musa. They saw the miracles of Hazrat Musa. They saw Yad-e Bayda of Hazrat Musa. They saw all of the things that Hazrat Musa did. He parted the river where they were able to cross. All of these miracles that Hazrat Musa produced is still what happened to this Bani Israel. They reverted back. With everything being so clear, yet they still did not believe in him. And when they crossed, what was the ayat saying? Ayat was saying they were begging him, give us najat from what you have gotten us into. Once he gave him najat, they went back to their beliefs, leaving Hazrat Musa. He leaves his wasi behind for a few days, goes to go ahead and receive, revelation from Allah. People revert back. This would have happened to Amir al-Mu'mineen as well, had the name of Amir al-Mu'mineen been there. Lastly, I had a few ahadith that I wanted to mention, but I look at the clock, it's working day tomorrow, inshallah we'll conclude. That we understand from these examples that we have given, that this Quran, name of Ali, is not repeated, but has appeared in Quran once. The ayat that we mentioned. Method of Quran about mentioning the names is different than any other book. Many people have been discussed in Quran, yet their names have not been mentioned. The way Quran situated the verses is in order to keep the tahrif and the alteration and fabrication from taking place. Allah revealed this Quran in Arabic, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ, so that you may ponder. That's why this wilayat and imamat is not going to be received of every individual. Only those who have tafakkur, only those who ponder onto these verses of Quran, yes, they will have this wilayat and the imamat in their nasib. And lastly, we say, no matter how clearly Allah had mentioned the name of Ali ibn Abi Talib, have you not seen the other ahkam that are discussed in Quran? The discussion in regards to temporary marriage is discussed in Surah Nisa, verse 24. It was something which was there. Sahih Bukhari mentions it that was there. And it also, Sahih Bukhari mentions that not only it was there, it was never abrogated in the time of Rasulullah. There was no other nasikh or mansukh about it. This was not abrogated in the life of Rasulullah. But sahha, Umar al-Khattab, sahha, he was sahih in abrogating it and removing it. It could have been the case that when Prophet is saying, let me write something for you, person says, inna rajul la yahjur, that this person is gone mad. If there has been mention of Amir al-Mu'mineen in Quran, it could have been inna Jibreel la yahjur, qad hajara Jibreel. Jibreel has done hizyan, na'udhu billah. So how could you have protected? This is where the imtihan and the test comes, brothers and sisters. The ayat are there. Unfortunately, these majalis, we don't have time to go into those 1,000 ayat that people have written books about that are directly referring towards the wilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. But those who ponder in this Quran, they realize, they read, they understand, they will be able to find out these things from Quran. It went to the extent that Prophet, he himself did not pinpoint on numerous occasions, did not name. There's a hadith which in Shawahid al-Tanzil, the author mentions, the Prophet said, a star will fall. And wherever the star falls, people were asking, who will be your wasi? He said, wherever the star falls, whoever's house the star falls into will be my wasi. When it fell in the house of Ali ibn Abi Talib, people say, Prophet has gone mad in the hub of Ali ibn Abi Talib. He just loves him so much that he's appointing him. This is where those ayat of Surah Najm were revealed. One Najm, that our Prophet has not gone mad. Do not consider him to be mad. No. This is what we have decreed upon him. So we understand the sensitivity of the issue, and that's why the name was not mentioned. But it was mentioned, as we mentioned in ayat number 50 of Surah Maryam. Brothers, we come to give pursa to Imam of our time. کہ اے مولا یہ وہ ایام ہیں کہ یقیناً آج نجف میں بھی سکون نہیں ہے. وہ جگہ جہاں امیر المؤمنین اپنی آخری آرام گاہ میں ہیں. جس طریقے سے دوسرے معصومین کی قبروں کو مسمار کیا گیا، آج کے دور کے خوارج یہی چاہتے ہیں کہ مولا متقیان کی قبر کو بھی مسمار کر دیں. آج کے خوارج یہ چاہتے ہیں کہ روضے رسول کو بھی ڈھا دیں. آج کے خوارج یہ چاہتے ہیں کہ کربلا میں بھی تباہی مچا دیں. میں کہوں گا مظلومیت امام کی یہ ہے کہ جب امام برسر اقتدار آتے ہیں اور امام کے وہ آخری ایام گزرتے ہیں، امام علیہ السلام نے وہ طریقہ کار جو رسول اللہ کا طریقہ کار تھا، گورننس میں، ٹریٹمنٹ میں، ملنے ملانے میں، وہی اختیار کیا. تو لوگوں کو یہ کہنا پڑا کہ جب علی کا قتل ہوا، قتل علی فی المحراب لشدت عدلہ، کہ علی اپنی محراب میں، محراب مصلی میں شہید کر دیے گئے. کس وجہ سے؟ شدت عدل کی وجہ سے. یعنی علی عدل کو اتنا پسند کرتے تھے کہ اس عدل کی وجہ سے علی کو شہید کر دیا گیا. یقیناً یہ رات آسان رات نہیں ہے بچوں کے اوپر. علی کی بیٹیاں اور علی کے بیٹے کس مصیبت سے گزرے. کچھ روایات یہ کہتی ہیں کہ 13 رمضان تھی. امام نے پوچھا کہ ابھی رمضان میں کتنے دن باقی ہیں؟ امام حسین نے کہا بابا ابھی 17 دن باقی ہیں رمضان میں. امام ہر روز پوچھتے تھے کہ ابھی رمضان میں کتنے دن باقی ہیں. شاید امام کو پہلے سے اندازہ، یقیناً امام کو اندازہ تھا کہ اب یہ آخری رمضان ہے، اس کے بعد سے امام نہ رہیں گے، اس کے بعد سے اب روزہ اور اس کے بعد سے اب اس عبادت سے محروم ہو جائیں گے. آپ کے سامنے وہ مصائب کا شروع کا حصہ بیان کیا تھا کہ کس طریقے سے امام نے یہ رات گزاری. یہ رات گزار کے جب امام مسجد میں تشریف لاتے ہیں، کچھ روایات میں ملتا ہے کہ امام علیہ الصلوۃ والسلام نے اپنے نافلے میں سورہ انبیاء پڑھنا شروع کی. امام نے سورہ انبیاء کی تلاوت کی ہے اپنی نافلہ نماز میں، کیونکہ انبیاء دور علی ابن ابی طالب دور محراب موجود تھے، اس لیے سورہ انبیاء کی تلاوت کرتے ہیں علی ابن ابی طالب۔ اور جب ضربت لگتی ہے امام کے سر کے اوپر اور فراق جدا ہوتا ہے امام کا سر، امام زمین پر آتے ہیں تو ایک کلام امام کی زبان سے صادر ہوتا ہے، فزت ورب الکعبہ، ارے کعبے کی قسم، رب کعبہ کی قسم کہ علی ابن ابی طالب فائز ہو گیا، علی ابن ابی طالب کامیاب ہو گیا۔ یہ کتنی بڑی مصیبت ہے اہل خانہ کے اوپر کہ امیر المؤمنین جس امام نے جس طریقے سے اپنے قاتل سے پوچھ رہے ہیں کہ کیا میں تمہارا اچھا امام نہ تھا، ارے کیا میں نے تمہارے حق میں کوئی ظلم کیا تھا؟ دنیا تو یہ کہہ رہی ہے قتل علی فی المحراب لشدت عدلہ، علی محراب میں شدت عدل کی وجہ سے شہید کر دیے گئے۔ امام یہ کس طرح کے سوالات ہیں؟ امام کا یہ سفر شروع ہوتا ہے، ایک دفعہ حسین آگے بڑھے، ایک دفعہ حسن آگے بڑھے، امام نے امام حسن سے کہا ہے حسن تم نماز فجر پڑھاؤ، امام حسن نے نماز پڑھائی، اس وقت بھی اپنے وظیفے کا انجام دیا کہ یہ وظیفہ میرے اوپر ہے، وظیفہ انجام دیا تھا، ابھی لے کے چلنا چاہتے ہیں، امام غشی کی حالت میں ہے کہ ایک دفعہ آنسو ٹپک کے امام حسن کے آنسو امام کے رخسار پہ گرتے ہیں، ایک دفعہ امام کی آنکھ کھلی، کہا ہے حسن کیوں گریا کرتے ہو؟ ارے اگر دیکھتے میرے سامنے کون ہستیاں ہے تو یقیناً گریا نہ کرتے۔ امام حسین سے بھی یہی عرض کی، اس حالت میں امام کو جب لے کے جایا جا رہا تھا ابھی گھر کے پاس ہی پہنچے تھے کہ ایک دفعہ امام نے کہا ارے اصحاب سے کہو کہ اب وہ اپنے اپنے گھروں کو چلے جائیں، ہمارا اور ان کا فراق یہاں سے ہوتا ہے۔ میں کہوں گا مولا ساری زندگی آپ کے ساتھ رہا، ہر اونچ نیچ میں آپ کے ساتھ رہا، ہر جگہ آپ کے کام آیا، ارے یہ وقت وصال ہے کیوں مجھ کو جدا کرتے ہیں؟ بہت سے اصحاب تھے جو چاہتے تھے علی کے پاس آنا، اس آخری وقت میں بھی قربت چاہتے تھے، اسبغ ابن نباتہ ہے اور بھی دوسرے اصحاب ہیں، لیکن امام نے کہا کہ نہیں ان سے کہو چلے جائیں، ارے میں نہیں چاہتا کہ میری بیٹیوں کے رونے کی آواز نامحرموں کے کانوں تک پہنچے، اجرکم اللہ، خدا کسی غم میں نہ رلائے سوائے غم آل محمد کے، بس آخری جملہ اور زحمت تمام، میں کہوں گا مولا کتنا پاس ہے آپ کو کہ زینب اور ام کلثوم ان کی آواز بنا محرم تک نہ پہنچے، ارے اس میں پیغام ہے ان تمام بیٹیوں کی لیے، اس میں پیغام ہے تمام خواتین کے لیے کہ نہ محرم تک آواز نہ پہنچے، لیکن آئیے کربلا میں دیکھیے، ارے یہی زینب ہے، یہی ام کلثوم ہے، نہ محرم تک آواز تو کیا خیمے جلائے جا رہے ہیں، چادریں چھینی جا رہی۔ فاطمہ حسین
One quick announcement. I'm going to be reciting in English today. So I want all the youth to come towards the front and help me as much as they can in the jawab. Um, Ali, Ali, Ali. Ali, 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 Ali. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the sword will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords tonight? Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords tonight? Who sleeps under? Visions of Kufa and Sham, visions of Kufa and Sham, flooding Al side. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords will not. Visions of Kufa and Sham, visions of Kufa and Sham, flooding Al side. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps under the swords tonight? Who sleeps on? Angels visit Aliun Murtaza, mourning and crying. Angels visit Aliun Murtaza, mourning and crying. Avoid your assassin, avoid your assassin, hiding near the right side. Who sleeps under the sword will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps sleep night? Who sleeps under the Mawla Ali wakes Ibn Muljim, who lies facing down. Mawla Ali wakes Ibn Muljim, who lies facing down. Hiding a poisoned sword, hiding a poisoned sword, to strike the city of light. Who sleeps under the will not sleep tonight. Who sleeps on? Who sleeps under the swords? Ali says farewell to his daughters at the break of dawn. Ali says farewell to his daughters at the break of dawn. BBs are unable, BBs are unable to handle the sleepless night. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep. Whoever leaves Murtaza Mawla will lose his iman. Whoever leaves Murtaza Mawla will lose his iman. Munkunta Prophet declares, Munkunta Prophet declares, they forget Ghadir overnight. Who sleeps under the swords tonight? Who sleeps under the swords? Visions of Kufa and Sham, visions of Kufa and Sham, flooding along the side. Who sleeps under the swords will not sleep tonight. Ya Ali. Ya Ali, 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 Ya Ali. ये जनाजा है अली का शाह बरगीर का, ये जनाजा है अली का, ये जनाजा है अली का शाह बरगीर का, ये जनाजा है अली का, ये जनाजा है अली का शाह बरगीर का, ये जनाजा है अली का, ये जनाजा है अली का शाह बरगीर का, ये जनाजा है अली का, ये जनाजा है अली का शाह बरगीर का, ये जनाजा है अली का, ये जनाजा है अली का शाह बरगीर का, ये जनाजा है अली का। आज बाबा मर गया है शबरो शबीर का, ये जनाजा है अली का, ये जनाजा है अली का शाह बरगीर
کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا فاطمہ زہرا کی مرکز سے صدا آنے لگی فاطمہ زہرا کی مرکز سے صدا آنے لگی سے صدا آنے لگی یہ مصائب رہ گیا تھا کیا میری تقدیر کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا شاہ خیبر گیر کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا شاہ خیبر گیر کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا شاہ خیبر گیر کا یہ جنازہ ہے علی کا یا رسول اللہ یہ جبریل نے رو کر کہا یا رسول اللہ یہ جبریل نے رو کر کہا ہائے یہ رو کر کہا ایک حلقہ اور ٹوٹا نور کی زنجیر کا